The two of you did a lot better than I did. Bill tried to cheer them up after Abby's harsh words. Candace and Brooke giggled at Bill's words. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be comforting. Candace grinned. Bill rolled his eyes at Candace and Brooke's teasing and ignored the comment. After hearing the banter between her sisters and Bill, Claire couldn't help but be cheered up. She smiled and took a deep breath. They'll get better, Tommy said to Abby. You need to stop being such a worrywart. Glancing at Tommy and then to Claire, Abby sighed. I just hope that we have the time for that. Claire looked at Abby, curious about what her sister meant. Still worrying about whether Star and Moon's words about the underground city are right? Tommy asked Abby. Nodding, Abby began walking away from them. Let's keep moving. Claire felt as though she could see the pressure that her sister was under. That's why she's been so strict. At least more than usual, she thought. When Hannah passed by Tommy, he placed an arm around her shoulders and gave a slight hug. You're doing fine. Abby just has a lot on her mind. You and Claire will get there. Thanks. Hannah hugged her brother back. While walking, Claire was deep in thought. After learning about Astrid and Frida's experience when they got energy sickness, she wondered what types of monsters could be found in that area. Then, she thought about what Yev, the adventurer guarding the mines, had talked about with gems found inside the monsters. I wonder if the monsters in this forest will have any gems, Claire said out loud. The fact that people hadn't traveled to the part of the forest they were going into made Claire wonder if they'd discover something unusual. It's not just going to be nothing, right? She tossed around the idea in her mind. Claire looked at the trees casually, checking to see if there were any monsters above them. The spider they had fought earlier had dropped from above. It was fortunate that everyone else had noticed the sounds and reacted properly. If it had been just her and Hannah, she didn't think it would have turned out in such a positive way. Off in the distance, Claire noticed some creature moving between the trees. It's not going to attack us, Astrid said to Claire. Claire looked at the woman, an eyebrow raised. That was likely some type of wolf. Seeing our numbers, those types will avoid a fight if it knows it can't win it, Astrid explained. Candace looked at Claire. But be careful when we have to sleep out here. Those things might not attack us right now, but if you're by yourself at night, you might find yourself being dragged away into the dark. You mean it gets darker than it does? Claire couldn't help but state the obvious, though she knew that night would be darker than it currently was. We'll have to keep a watch at night. Take turns minding our surroundings while we rest, Astrid said. Though the two of you will be paired together with one of us, likely. Tommy looked at Astrid and nodded. Why do we have to get paired up? Hannah asked her brother. Not wanting to offend his younger sister, Tommy was quiet before saying, Well, the two of you don't have experience during an overnight, especially in this type of environment. Instead of getting angry, Hannah simply nodded in understanding of Tommy's words. That makes sense. Seeing that Hannah didn't get angry, Tommy smiled in relief at his younger sibling's reaction. Candace snickered at Tommy. Brooke elbowed her twin and leaned over to whisper something. Hearing what Brooke said, Candace looked at Claire and grinned. Rolling her eyes, Claire thought, they're likely thinking of pulling a prank on me and Hannah, or at least trying to make me think that's what they're talking about. Claire did enjoy the idea of watching out for monsters in a dark forest while making sure that the twins didn't sneak up and scare her.